Hey, this is John from Perfect Follow Up, and in this video, we're going to cover forms. So think about all the various places that you have contact forms. You have them on your website. They could be a contact form. They could be a free inspection form. They could just be a general inquiry form. You may have several landing pages set up where you're running a unique offer. It could be something connected to a paid ads campaign, Facebook, Google PPC. Think about your Google My Business page. You may have forms there. So there's all these various forms that you have on the internet, which is a great thing. But the problem that you probably have that you might not be aware of is that you can't get back to these inquiries fast enough. Okay. So fast enough is kind of subjective, but let me tell you what the average time of response you need to target is before the chance of you converting that lead into a customer drops almost 90%. All right. It's 2 minutes. If you can't get back to your leads within 2 minutes of them filling out the form, your chance of converting that into a customer of yours drops 90%. So how do we solve that problem? Well, what we find the most is that once this form is filled out, it's going to go into your email box. So the two main problems that you have with sending this lead information to your email box is number one, you can't respond fast enough. Remember that 2 minute time that you need to get back to them. Unless you're at your computer staring at the screen for 24 hours a day, you're not going to be able to get back to these leads. So that's your number one problem, access and response. Number two is your responses aren't automated in a way that makes sense to lead to conversions. So you want to take the information that's filled out on that form and logically regurgitate it back to the lead in your response. Your response will come over much stronger and your conversions are going to go up, right? All good things. So how do we accomplish that? Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can keep the same form that you have on your website now. It might be built into your WordPress site. It might be a Wix site. It could be something like JotForms. But if you want to, you can create a form within Perfect Follow Up and embed that on your website. Now, why would you want to do that? If it's our form, we natively have a connection to it and we can grab that information immediately and then do some really cool stuff, like throw the response into an automated workflow. We can add that lead into your sales pipeline. We can have a conversation with them without you even being involved. So the way to do that is to go to sites and then forms. Okay. Now we build out a couple sample forms for you that you can use and modify. But if you'd like, you can also create your own and then just start filling it out. Typically it's full name, email, phone number, maybe postal code. That's about all I would add. If you want to add some custom questions, you can do that as well. But this is the main information that you're going to need. Now, it doesn't look very pretty right now compared to this, but you can play with the options on how it comes across and the styles. You can change the background color to your liking. Now, I'm not a graphic designer, so you will have more success with this than I will. But as you can see, you can create your own form, change the style, and make it look as you need to for your website. And if you're a coder or have access to one, you can create custom CSS to make this form look exactly the way that you need to. All right, so once this form is filled out, make sure you don't forget the submit button. That's very important as well. And again, I know this isn't very pretty to look at, but this is just to demonstrate the workflow, not the design. But once it's built, make sure you save your form and then click integrate. And what you're going to grab here is the code to embed this on your website. Now, once you have that embedded on your website, where you'll go back to is automations, website leads. And as you can see, we already built out workflows for you if you bought our snapshot. But the first automation here is going to be your website form filled. That's your trigger. And we simply have to pick the form that you created. Okay. So now when they visit your website, your landing page, wherever you have this form deposited, we'll automatically do some really fun things like create the opportunity in your sales pipeline. We can add tags and notes. We can notify you when that form is filled out. And then we can also throw them into a response automation where we're responding by email, by text, and other methods for you automatically. So we accomplish two things here. We capture the information in a logical manner, and we automate the response so you're within that 2-minute time frame for the highest conversions, and we automate that response for you while you're doing something else. How cool is that?